Are you tired of being manipulated and controlled by a narcissist? Well, get ready to turn the tables and learn how to trigger them in just 30 seconds. If you've ever dealt with a narcissist, then you know just how draining and exhausting it can be. And because they've established a pristine image of themselves to others, it can be hard to convince them of the dark side of the narcissist. But what if we told you that there is a way to push their buttons to reveal their hidden side? In this video, we're going to share with you the ultimate kryptonite for narcissists, and that's to threaten their control. After all, these people thrive on controlling others. Narcissists are known to manipulate others without feeling empathy for their victims, and they won't even regret doing that since it makes them feel powerful. This is why they can get triggered once someone makes them feel like they're losing control over another person. What many people don't realize is that they probably do it plenty of times without actually realizing they're triggering the narcissist. And this is the most common reason why a narcissist rages. What do we mean? For example, just being in a relationship with them means they often expect instant responses from you. They even expect you to do things for them without them telling you about it. It's like they expect you to read their minds and act accordingly. So, the little things, like making yourself a cup of coffee without offering them one, can feel like a threat to their control. If you delay calling them on their birthday, or to say congratulations on a work accomplishment, it can throw them off. Even someone else getting served before them at a bar, or you chatting with someone else first, can come across as a challenge to their authority. And that's unacceptable to them. Often, a narcissist will make you feel their wrath after they're triggered when it's just you and them. They'll cleverly hide their dark side and put in the effort to appear charming and practically perfect to everyone else. This is why victims of narcissists often find it hard to convince others of a narcissist's wicked ways when they've had enough and want to expose them. But there is a way to outsmart them and make people see their true selves. This is where threatening their control comes into the picture. Because if you can trigger them, they can expose their dark side so quickly that they'll belatedly realize they did it in public. And there are two ways to really push a narcissist's buttons fast. The first way to trigger a narcissist is by wounding them. But what exactly does wounding them mean, you ask? Well, it's definitely causing physical harm to them. Rather, it's as simple as not doing something for the narcissist. For instance, you don't go to the door when they ring the doorbell. You walk away from them. You don't reply to their messages. You don't answer their call. You forget their birthday or other occasions important to them, things like that. It doesn't matter if you do it deliberately or accidentally, like you didn't answer their text because your phone died. It will still wound the narcissist, which will then trigger them. Remember, the narcissist thrives in control, and wounding them will make them feel that you're challenging the control they have over you. This is because they've set the expectation that you're at their every beck and call and will immediately respond to whatever they ask or need from you. But you didn't do that, so they'll interpret it as an act of defiance. As a result, you'll trigger them, maybe to the point of narcissistic rage, and they'll show their true colors even out in public. By the way, make sure to subscribe if you've learned something new today. The second way to trigger a narcissist is by challenging them. When it comes to challenging a narcissist, people often just think of throwing insults. So, if someone wants to provoke a narcissist, they might say stuff like, "You're a lowlife, useless piece of scum. You look and smell bad. You're terrible in bed. Your hairstyle's awful. I wish I never met you. I hate you." As you can imagine, that's going to make the narcissist pretty angry. But guess what? It won't exactly trigger them. Insulting them doesn't make them feel like they've lost control over you. But it's a different story when you challenge them at the same time. What we mean is that when you hurl those insults at them and then threaten them that you're going to leave them, that's when they see that you're challenging them. To them, it will appear that you're not afraid to walk away and that they can't control your actions or decisions. And that's what will make them snap, revealing their true narcissistic self. Why? Narcissists love to control everything and everyone around them, and they're super sensitive to anything that feels like a threat to their control. If you do something that challenges their dominance, like in this example, you're definitely going to get a reaction from them. They need to respond to make sure the threat to their control goes away. For lower or mid-range narcissists, this behavior is instinctive. They have a low threshold for getting angry and often react at the drop of a hat. So, you'll usually get an immediate response, often aggressive. This might come out as insults, verbal rants, or provocations fueled by their intense anger. When you're dealing with a mid-range narcissist, don't be surprised if you get a response that seems harmless at first. They're all about keeping up their polished image, after all. This is why you might get a reply that makes it seem like you didn't upset them at all. But watch out for their other tactics like the silent treatment, endless rambling, circular talks, or manipulative moves. Their actions expressing their cold anger. But with greater or ultra-narcissists, their actions are more calculated and deliberate. It takes quite a bit to get an outburst from them, especially publicly. Instead, you'll probably get a controlled reaction from them after you trigger them. Chances are that their response is full of charm and flattery as they subtly try to regain control over you. They keep up their facade while secretly planning to get back at you later when you least expect it. This way, you won't even realize the payback is coming from them. Simply put, when a narcissist gets triggered, they don't react like most people do. Instead of blowing up, their response is totally unpredictable. This is especially true if you don't really know what type of narcissist you're dealing with. If you're not careful, they might catch you when you're most vulnerable, and you'll end up getting hurt or manipulated by their response. Honestly, it's not a good idea to provoke a narcissist. While others might let things slide out of empathy, patience, or simply being forgiving, a narcissist won't. They tend to hold grudges, and, as you now know, they are likely to seek revenge, often in unexpected ways. Remember, narcissists are driven by a need to protect their ego and maintain control. So, when they get triggered by someone threatening their control, it can result in unpredictable and sometimes malicious responses. As we mentioned, you can never really tell how or when they'll react if you push their buttons. And their reactions can be as varied as they are intense. This is why it's best to approach interactions with narcissists with caution and mindfulness to avoid unnecessary conflict. But here's a better approach. If you can identify a narcissist early on, just go and stay out of their lives. Save yourself from the headaches and troubles they can bring to you. And if you liked this video, then check out these related videos to see more. And make sure to like this video to let the algorithm know you'd like to see more videos like these.